that spirit of connection, we have a couple of ways to promote that at this celebration. The first is logging into the Center for Veterinary Social Work Slack channel. This will allow both our online and face-to-face guests to connect during and after today's celebration. It also helps us keep the conversations going after the event, unlike a Zoom chat that ends when the meeting ends. The second way to connect is to create your name tag. Some of you are already on that and want to really encourage you to be free with your name tag. These will help us to know each other and each other's names as we enjoy refreshments and visit with each other and habit dogs at the TLC, Teaching and Learning Concourse, just outside the doors. And for those of you online who aren't able to enjoy refreshments with us, Dr. Poe, Kayla, and I will engage in a brainstorming and networking activity in the spirit of what the center is all about after a short 10-minute dog timer break. Now, if being on Slack is not your thing and creating a name tag is not your thing, do not worry about it. No problem. We just hope you will sit back and enjoy the program and nourish yourself with a few treats before you leave for the weekend. Again, so glad we can all be together in this moment to celebrate this big day. Thank you. And I would now like to turn it over to my dean, one of my two deans, Dean Jim Thompson, who leads the College of Veterinary Medicine, to share a few words with you. Thank you, Dean Thompson.
Thanks, Dr. Strand. So my name's Jim Thompson, and I'm a veterinarian. I was trained as a veterinarian and practiced veterinary medicine for a couple of decades. It's really hard being a veterinarian, particularly when you're an internist or an oncologist and you're dealing with animals and terminal diseases. And a lot of pain and sorrow happens in the hospital. And it all falls directly on the veterinarian's shoulders. At least it did back when I was a veterinarian. I can't tell you the number of times that I've had conversations with families, with children in pajamas, people heartbroken about what was happening, to their animal, having to face the serious decision of putting them to sleep, not knowing if it was the right decision in some of those owners' minds. It's really hard. When I came to Tennessee, they had a program here, and I've been here now about 15 years. And John knew, and the dean of the College of Social Work, Ben Granger, back in 1986, created the human-animal bond in Tennessee. Now, Dean Granger had been dean at the College of Social Work since 1973. 1992, he left to go to Colorado State. And danged if he didn't establish the human-animal bond in Colorado, essentially as soon as he got there. So this program and this interaction with the College of Veterinary Medicine is a true gift. As a veterinarian, being able to know the internal medicine and the disease processes of the animals, and not having to so much worry about taking care of the person at the other end of the leash. And I've not yet had an animal come into me that wasn't on a leash. They don't just walk in, they always have a person with them, and that person needs help lots and lots of time. This program, this relationship with the College of Social Work, is a true gift to interprofessional work. The ability for two colleges to bond together to create something that's different and better than the whole. It's a One Health discipline. Animals are so important to our everyday life. I mean, they are a prescription item for many older people. It's the reason they get up in the morning to go for a walk or go for a marathon run. It's the reason that God gave us them, okay, is for there to be a partnership. Elizabeth Strand has steered forward and created a veterinary social work program from scratch. And that we're indebted to her and what she has done, and we're indebted to the College of Social Work for their willingness to be tied together with veterinary medicine And I think the vision for this Center for Veterinary Social Work is truly bright. The fact that we've got 163 people on Zoom from really across the world, France, Australia, speaks to this. And I think this is a red letter day for the University of Tennessee. I think this is an opportunity for Tennessee to take a step forward and say, look at us. Look at what we are doing. We are making a difference in people's and animals' lives. So I can't wait for the interactions that are going to occur between animal and human scientists and between healthcare providers for people and healthcare providers for veterinarians and their animal friends. It's truly a great day, and I'm glad to be here today. And I'd like to bring my colleague and co-leader of the Center for Veterinary Social Work, Dean Lori Messenger. Lori.
Thanks, Jen. As Dean Thompson said, the Center for Veterinary Social Work is the next step in a long-standing partnership with the College of Veterinary Medicine, and we could not be more excited for its future. Over 20 years ago at the University of Tennessee, Dr. Elizabeth Strand established a model for what would become the field of veterinary social work. The model established 4 areas of veterinary social work practice: animal-assisted interventions, animal-related grief and bereavement, the link between human and animal violence, and compassion fatigue and conflict management, which has also been renamed intentional well-being to incorporate the much broader scope of the needs related to health. Instead of focusing on one aspect of the human-animal experience, this model of veterinary social work encompasses the range of possibilities that occur when people and animals are connected. Embracing this comprehensive approach makes our center unique. In addition to Dr. Strand, the College of Social Work and the new center now has another important scholar on board, Dr. Pam Linden. Pam, will you raise your hand? Yay. Dr. Linden is a social work research professor who has co-edited the first textbook on veterinary social work and was the founding president of the International Association for Veterinary Social Work. Her presence expands the scholarship possibilities in the center. Veterinary social work has always been inherently interdisciplinary, requiring the knowledge and expertise of those in the veterinary and animal welfare professions to research and attend to the needs of the animals, while social workers studied and attended to the human needs in the human-animal relationship: pet owners, farmers and ranchers, veterinarians, and veterinary care staff, among others. As the social work profession is dedicated to social justice, the Center for Veterinary Social Work will bring this interdisciplinary practice to the next level, working towards social justice and well-being using a One Health model. We look forward to collaboratively exploring ways to care for underserved populations of people who are highly bonded to and benefit from their pets. I'd now like to invite UT President Randy Boyd to come and share his thoughts with us. Thank you for being here, President Boyd.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean Messenger. Thank you, Dean Thompson. And I'm going to make a very immodest statement. I believe that I'm the most excited president that could possibly be a president for the launch of a Center for Veterinary Social Work. And the reason being, I think I'm the only president in the country, maybe in the world, that earned his job by selling dog fences. Most of you in the room know this, but I'm a pet guy. For 30 years, I had to run a company making pet products. And our mission was to make the world a better place, a safer place for pets and their people. And so this is, I couldn't imagine a sweeter spot for a president to be able to see 2 colleges coming to work together to help support people and their pets. In fact, back 15 years ago, working with Dean Thompson, 18 years ago, working with Dean Thompson and a person that's in the room, Teresa Jennings, who we call T, we tried to make Knoxville the most pet-friendly city in America. We created lots of different initiatives, but a big part of it was our company helping support some of the initiatives that she led, like Kate and Habit. Kate's the Center for Companion Animal Initiatives of Tennessee, and Habit, Human Animal Bonds Initiatives in Tennessee, which By the way, I think habit sounds a whole lot better than havoc over in Colorado. I guess they might have come up with a better acronym for their word, but so proud of the work that we've done for over a decade here at UT Knoxville at the College of Veterinary Medicine, and really incredibly excited about this initiative. One, because of the work they're going to do and the area in which they're focusing on, but also because as at the University of Tennessee, you've heard us talk about UT culture and working together. One of the things that I found in this job was that too often we work in silos, and oftentimes you go to the different campuses across the state. Everybody talks about their different mission and how unique they are. But I think our uniqueness, our differences make us stronger when we work together. And I think this is a great example of two colleges coming together and creating new synergies, new energy, new ideas, new insights that wouldn't have otherwise happened. Really proud of the initiatives. I want to thank the deans for their cooperation, and also a special shout out to Elizabeth Strand for the vision and the compassion. I hope that somebody says about me one day, they probably never will, so I'm not even going to hope this. I will say that where I was mingling with the crowd, somebody came up to me and said that she is a true saint. So I'm hopeful that maybe some of you might earn that accolade, but she definitely. Thank you for your vision and your compassion.
Well, good afternoon. What a great day to be celebrating the Center for Veterinary Social Work. My name is Linda Martin, and if you look in your program, I currently serve as the interim chancellor of UT Southern. And you're probably wondering, why on earth am I standing up here at this event? Well, I was the former senior vice chancellor and senior vice president for the UT Institute of Agriculture. And when I had the good fortune of serving in that role, I had the opportunity to watch this initiative develop and grow. So I'm extraordinarily excited because I saw the passion of the people that were engaged in making this happen. I saw grit and tenacity and perseverance, and I saw people who cared deeply about making a difference. And so this is really exciting. What you don't know about me is, although I'm listed as the interim chancellor of UT Southern, I have all three of my degrees in animal science, and I spent 15 years as an animal science faculty member before becoming an administrator. And I think one of the distinctive attributes of this center is that the mission extends beyond pets, and it really looks at the complex and interconnected challenges related to food animals as well. And I think by being able to address these complexities, this center will support an important societal need, not only for the state of Tennessee, but around the world. And I think by focusing on the human-animal bond, this center brings together people with a common mission and vision. And as a result, we'll have a chance to become a center of excellence for veterinary social work worldwide. And I'd like to just extend, and it's already been said, but it couldn't be said enough, my sincere congratulations to Dr. Strand and all those who worked on this tirelessly for over a decade. This coming to fruition is really the result of passion, hard work, and a vision for making this happen. And in academia, I can say I've been very fortunate in my career that I've had the opportunity to work with people who have vision, who think about, have big ideas, who have a passion for making a difference. And I can tell you that every single person with whom I've had the opportunity to interact that have been a part of this are those kind of people. And so I would just say once again, thanks for inviting me to be a part of this. Congratulations, and what a great day to celebrate. Thank you. So I would like to introduce John Zomchick, Provost and Senior Vice Chancellor at UTK. He's going to bring remarks on behalf of the campus. Please help me welcome John Zomchick.
Thank you, Linda. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, all of you, those who are coming in remotely to us. As Linda told you, I'm the Provost and Chief Academic Officer. It's such a privilege for me to stand up here before you this afternoon and tell you how excited I am to hear about the new Center for Veterinary Social Work. As I was thinking about this, I was thinking, all of us, we share our lives with our animals. We share our spaces with our animals. But I think it took the vision of someone like a Dr. Strand and those that she has worked with to bring scholars and researchers and educators together to think about the very nature of that sharing, to make that sharing a focus of study so that we can address some of the issues that Dean Thompson recognized in his opening remarks. What I see as the sort of leader of the academic part of the campus is just a tremendous opportunity for not only our faculty and researchers, but I hope our students as well, to come together to learn from each other. I think it's also appropriate to say for people who have dedicated their lives to understanding the human-animal connection, to develop a sense of compassion and care that will not only address some of the challenges that we face as a society, but make individual lives better because of that compassionate and caring dedication. Dean Thompson said this is a red letter day. For me, it's an orange letter day. And it's an orange, sorry, Jim, sorry. It's an orange letter day because as volunteers, as torchbearers, we dedicate ourselves to the betterment of the world that we live in. And I can think of no more appropriate step forward in realizing that vision and answering that call than this Center for Veterinary Social Work. So to Dr. Strand and all of you who've had a role in creating this center, thank you so much. You're true volunteers. Thank you on behalf of all of the students and all of the faculty who will get out of those silos, who will come together, and who will continue the great important work that has been going on for a while now, and it's now finally being instituted as a center. Thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Deb Miller, Director of One Health Initiative, to share her comments.
Yeah. It's really awesome to be here today, and I'm so appreciative that you invited me to participate in this, Elizabeth. So I am also a veterinarian and a wildlife biologist, so I bring those two to the table. I'm here today as the director of the One Health Initiative. The UT, University of Tennessee One Health Initiative, which means uniting across campus. Our vision is uniting disciplines to protect and promote the health of all life on Earth. The Center for Veterinary Social Work is an example of this vision being put into practice, which is really an exciting event for me. Whenever we're talking about infectious disease, climate change, food insecurities, substance misuse, wildlife trade, mental health, or the impact of poverty, or any of those, and so many more, the repercussions are felt by all species, not just the humans. And you know, veterinary social work isn't just about human interactions with domestic animals, because I would be remiss if I didn't say this, but it also includes how people interact with wildlife, right? Including everything from bird watching, and how awesome is that to somebody's mental health, to disaster response, whether it's a natural disaster like the wildfires or man-made disasters like oil spills. The challenges that we face span across disciplines And therefore, the solutions also need to span across disciplines. The Center for Veterinary Social Work offers us the opportunity to come together to bring our knowledge and our expertise to the table. And then we can work together to find what works for people and animal across the globe. And in this way, the Center for Veterinary Social Work is helping to fulfill that UT One Health Initiative mission of uniting disciplines to protect and promote the health of all life on Earth. Thank you.
Let's take a moment. This is big. So you click the next slide, Andrew. Okay, I just want to point out of our attendees, click it again. Our attendees, we have 230 registrants, 67 face-to-face, 163 virtual, and then keep on clicking, Andrew, to show we have students also in these other areas of the world. So thank you all for being here at the University of Tennessee for this kickoff. Can you click the next slide? So I really want to give kudos or credit where credit is due. We would not be at this day without the transformative gift of the All Creatures Great and Small endowment in veterinary social work. The College of Social Work received this generous gift in 2020. Because of this gift and the later bequest from Barbara and Eric Witzig, we are able to strengthen the work we have been doing for many years. Although we miss hosting Eric and Barbara, who you met with every time they came, Dean Thompson, every year for an even greater CVM animal adventure experience, like going to Tiger Haven, we are driven to make their commitment to this vision flourish. And I really do mean that. Eric was very particular about what he thought I should do. And I really want to, he had good ideas. I want to be able to do them. We also want to acknowledge and express our thanks to Eric's brother and sister-in-law, Mark and Deb Witzig, who should be on with us online. So if you're hearing us, Deb and Mark, thank you so much for honoring us and solidifying this moment with the center because of this generous endowment you have created, as well as Barbara's sister, Karen Sowers, who is with us tonight, this afternoon, who's the former dean of the College of Social Work. Thank you, Witzigs and Sowers, for being an integral part of making this day happen. Thank you so much. Yes. It's really donors and people that invest in these kind of outside of the box ideas at the university that make us be able to do transformative initiatives like this. And so we're extremely thankful. And we are thankful for all of you who have supported the human animal programs over the years. Our colleges are creating the center on a strong foundation. It was not me. I arrived on a strong foundation due to your commitment and support to this vision. So thank you all very much. So next slide. And this is Andrew. Let me introduce you to Andrew. Andrew is one of the vet social workers here and is going to be punching the slides for us. Can you go to the next slide, Andrew? Okay, maybe they fixed it. Oh my gosh, brilliantly fixed it, the two of them. Alicia, raise your hand. Okay, just a USB thing. Well done. Okay, as Dean Messenger mentioned, these are the 4 areas of veterinary social work. I won't go deeply into them, but we are focused on interprofessional practice, creating transdisciplinary knowledge to feed back into interprofessional practice. Transdisciplinarity are those moments when we lose our boundaries professionally, and we come up with some idea that none of us could have done by ourselves. It's that thing that, Randy, you've talked about, 1 + 1 = 3. Yeah, it's that. And so we're after that, and we're not the first. This is Boris Levinson, the founder of animal assisted therapy. They say he's the father of animal assisted therapy. And he said, since the relationship between man and his pets has changed, the function of the veterinarian must also be transformed. The veterinarian can no longer limit himself solely to safeguarding the physical health of the family pet. Now he must become involved in the mental health of the family whose pet he treats. This trend is so inexorable that eventually veterinarians will become members of mental hygiene teams. That's what they called it back then, mental health. The problems of the interprofessional functions will not be insurmountable. No one group should retain monopoly of the mental health of our profession. So we are a manifestation of this idea that was planted many years ago. And I think we really are one of the most concrete examples of it in the country, globally maybe. The previous mission of the Veterinary Social Work program before moving into the center was attending to the human needs that arise at the intersection of veterinary and social work practice. So you can see human needs, but now we're moving into an interprofessional space. We are focused on how to work together interprofessionally in a direct way with the vision, attending to the welfare of all species through excellence in global interprofessional practice. We do like to claim One Health, which we have here. We have always been a One Health intervention, and there's another model, One Welfare, which I think does a beautiful job anchoring in some of the social justice issues that are important to us as social workers as a profession. There have been a couple of papers that have been published looking at centers and institutes across the United States. And one of the things that our colleague and one of the authors on Dr. Zenithson, Dr. Ng, want to raise your hand? There's Dr. Ng, said that from his research, is that what we have going for us is this model. A lot of the institutes and the centers don't really, they have not as a clear model of how we work together and what are the 4 areas that we're doing research in. And as we move into the center, we are going to claim, and Dr. Corrigan, raise your hand, there you are. Dr. Corrigan, one of our alums here at the University of Tennessee College of Veterinary Medicine, a recent meeting brought the idea of interprofessional education collaborative to the table. They have these 4 really great goals: values and ethics, roles and responsibilities, communications, and teams and teamwork. Those are the things we have to hunker down and learn how to do together when we are in different professions, because we have different value sets, and that causes us to sometimes get salty with each other. There are 33 competencies, and we will allow those competencies to drive us in the work that we do. The mission of the center is to lead and deliver innovative interprofessional education and training, to employ access to care strategies. That access to care is a part of social justice for us as social workers, that provide direct services to enhance welfare and well-being for humans and animals, to facilitate connections and collaborative opportunities among social and animal scientists, as well as human and animal welfare professionals and teams. And lastly, to create and disseminate adaptive, participatory, and transdisciplinary APT. It's a growing term in the research literature to help us recognize that we cannot do research only in the ivory tower. We have to have research that gets to the people that are everyday working in clinics and agencies, and those individuals need to influence us. And we are going to focus on how to really master that open boundary, if you will. And dissemination. So we have 3, just as any good academic institution would have, we have 3 main areas: education and training, direct services, and research and scholarship. Those fall in these 4 areas, and these 4 areas overlap. So we might think of animal-assisted interventions may never have to touch animal-related grief and bereavement, but we know that working dogs die, sadly. And we know that people's hearts are sad about that, as well as their lives are touched by that. And that's what a veterinary social work knows how to do, all 4 areas, right? That's what sets us apart, is we have this capacity to navigate the human-animal interactions through all of these lenses, not just one that's kind of about, I mean, puppies and cats are wonderful, and kittens are wonderful, but it's more than that. And then each of the programs that are, we call them currently sister programs, kind of have a proportion. So some programs might be heavy on service and less on research, less on teaching, and so forth. So I'd like to take a moment and talk about the currently affiliated programs. And I want to use that word currently on purpose, because our goal is to be a center that folks want to align with, and we provide services to programs and ideas that are towards our vision. But we've been hanging around with these people for a long time. We call these our sisters with a new sibling with the Program for Pet Health Equity. So first we have Habit, and Habit this is Ben Granger, College of Social Work Dean. This is Georgia, his wife. This is John New, and it was founded in 1986. And Karen, do you remember the dogs' names? I think you did. The Spice Girls. Those are the Spice Girls. So the Spice Girls started Habit. So I would do a quick little video here.
My name is Karen Armsey.
Okay, we're going to move on. We'll just move on. Yeah. You're sorry, Karen. We're going to just unmute. Time.
My name is Karen Armsey.
We breathe, we move on. Okay, next one. Karen, you did a beautiful job. Yeah. Can you click the next slide?
I am the Habit Program Administrator.
But one of the things we love in vet social work is tech. And that's one of the reasons why we are across the globe is because we like to engage tech. And one of the things that moments like this do for us is teach us about anchoring in the present moment, breathing. It's okay. We're all right. There we go. Kate. Okay. Is Alexis here? Alexis, nicely. There you are. So this is Companion Animal Initiative in Tennessee and the Shelter Medicine Group. Alexis, will you name our folks there on the screen? Okay. Oh, you're going to have to quick. Come on up. Yep. Quick. Yep. I mean, just walk up here quickly. Yep. Yeah, she needs it. Here we go.
This is my moment. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Alexis Nicely. I'm the Program Director for Companion Animal Initiative of Tennessee, and we work very closely with our shelter medicine team. So on the picture there, you see Dr. Jenny Weissent, who is here today. That's myself. We have Jess Thompson, who I don't believe is here. We also have a veterinary technician, as well as Jess. We have Kayla McConkey, who is part of our team. We have Dr. Becky DeBolt.
She's here. DeBolt, yes.
And that makes up our shelter medicine team. And we have Jamie Norris, our CAPE program coordinator. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, and then our newest sibling, and we're so glad that Lori not only hired Pam Linden, who is our next growing scholar in solidifying veterinary social work, but she also has been supportive of the Program for Pet Health Equity that was founded by Michael Blackwell. Dr. Blackwell, are you here? He's online. Okay, we are claiming your name here, Dr. Blackwell. And the Program of Pet Health Equity is focused on access to care, ensuring that low-income pet owners can benefit from the human-animal bond, as well as receive health care for their pets. So we're really glad to have our siblings together as the currently aligned programs. But again, that's current. Our goal is to create a safe haven for programs that are interested in this vision. Okay, so we are focused on interprofessionality. I think a lot of people talk about interprofessionality. We really want to get nitty-gritty about how that happens, because we have competencies on purpose for interprofessional education, because we do have different values. And when we are in practice together and we have different values of what should happen, we do have conflict. And so we have to find a way to, in a structured, efficient way, deliberate on issues of interprofessionality. And so therefore, as the director of the Center for Veterinary Social Worker, I've pulled together an interprofessional council, advisory council. So we have Pam Linden, who you've heard, raise your hand again, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Dr. Bethanie Poe, you'll hear for in just a minute. Then we have Dr. LAIM, you'll also hear from in a minute, who is a veterinarian. So the first three are social workers. Then Mary Passmore. There you are, Mary in the back, who is both a social worker and a licensed veterinary nurse. And then Dr. Zenithson, there he is. So, and then we have two advisors. So Dr. Coatsworth, will you raise your hand? Associate Dean of Research, College of Social Work. And then Marcy Souza, Dr. Souza, who is the Associate Dean of International Programs and Outreach. Yeah, close enough. Okay. So they come to all of we meet every other month. And Look over here. It's small. So we meet every other month for 2 hours. And we discuss and deliberate on proposals that are submitted by anyone on the council, or any of you that might want to submit a proposal to the council could submit a proposal and we would present it. We use the collaborative decision-making tools that I won't go into deeply, but we will look to publish on what we're learning about interprofessionality and ensure that everyone has a chance to speak on every topic, as well as we acknowledge degrees of difference. So instead of yay or nay, this is something we want to do or not do. We recognize I have about 75% interest in this, or I have 35% interest in this. And this is a kind of a more nuanced way of making interprofessional decisions. Turn it over to Dr. LAIM. Ready? Yes, come on over. When Dr. LAIM agreed to be on the council, it was a big day for us. We're grateful for her.
Big day for me too. Orange or red letters, or do we have the clicker in? Thank you. You go ahead and put this on because I don't think I can hold two things at once, but thank you very much, Dr. Strand, and let me add my welcome to everybody that's here and that's virtual. I feel very lucky and particularly privileged to be able to be part of this initiative and to celebrate this beginning with all of you. And we've had a few folks introduce themselves as either a veterinarian and, dean, an animal science person, and university president or university vice president. So I'm a veterinarian and an educator. I think I'll kind of put it that way. And my career has been a real jumble of opportunities, going lots of different places in veterinary medicine, veterinary education, and higher education in general. And my favorite parts of all these roads have always been working across disciplines and with different disciplinary teams. Whenever passionate people, and Dr. Martin talked about passionate people, whenever passionate folks in education get together across colleges or across campuses or across the state, good conversations happen. When the momentum from those meetings can be carried forward, great things can happen. So this is an example of one of those great things happening. The recent pandemic also further confirmed the fact that our networks and our groups can be bigger than we thought and can connect in innovative ways. You've already seen the pictures of the globe. You've seen the pictures of how many different people are here today and how many different people are working with the Veterinary Social Work program. During the pandemic in veterinary education, we all had to reach out to each other to figure out what to do next and how to solve these. So professionals really reached across institutions, across the world, to compare ideas, compare notes, find out what was happening, and find out what was going to happen next, based on what happened in New York or what happened in Europe, and plan ahead and to prepare for those things. Coming back here to the college a few years ago and focusing on veterinary and now veterinary nursing education, I'm really proud of what we do well. But constantly go to battle for, and those things maybe go to battle for what we can do better and what we can elevate, whether it's teaching, whether it's research, or all different types of services. I'm fully convinced that the way forward is to do it together, to work with other resources, work with other people who have gone down these paths in different disciplines, and to learn from each other to meet and manage our profession's biggest challenges. Here's one challenge, and just one example, is that we have a current workforce challenge in veterinary medicine. There are simply too many clients, animals, pets, livestock, research problems, big global grand challenges, and not enough veterinary professionals to meet challenges. So we're going to attack this challenge in a lot of ways. And one way we're going to do it is by increasing enrollment, increasing our graduate student enrollment, increasing our DVM enrollment, and starting a veterinary technician or nursing program. But there's so much more to meeting all those challenges than just numbers. We have to come up with the way to educate veterinary professionals to work together in thriving teams. How can we bring more people into a profession that's so taxing, as others have mentioned, that can easily burn people out and have huge challenges in retaining veterinarians, veterinary educators, and clinicians, and veterinary nurses. So we need to come up with thriving teams. We need to strive for thriving medical teams, thriving healthcare teams, and those have a real impact on recruitment and retention by fostering well-being, by utilizing everybody's skill sets well, by veterinarians using their skill sets, and by veterinary nurses and assistants and other and social workers using their skills well to bring it to the table. In fact, there's lots of good evidence now that using everyone's skill sets and having a thriving team that has a good sense of culture and well-being and use of skill sets improves profitability. So that will allow us to move the wages forward for our veterinary professionals as well. So one way that we hope to work towards thriving teams is to integrate this new veterinary nursing program very heavily with our DVM program. Having veterinary students learn side by side with veterinary nursing students will help each other learn how to best create a team, best work with each other, and solve problems and resolve conflicts. How can the center help us achieve this one goal? Well, as we always have, we hope to bring the expertise of our social work colleagues, such as communication, conflict resolution, and self-care into the veterinary nursing program from day one. We hope to increase the conflict management emphasis in the veterinary program and across our college. We plan to bring the veterinary social work certificate, there's Bethany and Elizabeth, into both programs as well as either a core or an elective opportunity. And using the center to really brainstorm these ideas, to vet these ideas, and to connect us to other networks and other people is going to be a huge opportunity, going to be a huge advantage. And as I thought about this just a little bit ago, sitting here with y'all, actually, you know, and John, did John already take off? Darn. You know, I just wanted to share my thought, which was that, you know, what is education anyway? If it's education at its core is communication, conflict navigation, and hopefully self-care. So, so that's what I'm all about. That's what we're all about. In the boldest dream, if we look at those, you know, big hairy goals or big bold dreams, you know, here's what I want to see, and here's what I see in my vision. I want to see veterinary students, I want to see veterinary nursing students and social work students side by side in the room in practice, safe practice opportunities, as well as in hopefully an access to care clinic alongside public health students. Why not? Pharmacy students, business students, nursing students, and law students. There's all kinds of opportunities for us to bring folks that are learning together to learn from each other and to tackle real world problems. And in the best case scenario, we'll be providing veterinary care and assistance to families that need it in Tennessee. Finally, to reach these goals, we're going to need, you know, some things, some creativity, support, advocacy, but we also are going to need some new mental models and as well as some new educational models. We've got to break some old habits and old ways of thinking. And I've started a running list of the things that we're going to have to break. You know, that veterinary nursing students are taught over here and veterinary students are taught over here. And that's just the beginning of the list. So we need to create some new models. We also need to create some new models and use some new models for change, because this is going to take change, change in the way that we do these things. And fortunately, because the world has seen such an unprecedented amount of change right now, and that is going to continue, the pace and the degree of change is just going to continue to get worse, or more demanding, I should say. New models of change recognize this and recognize that we can't do it in old structures. We can't do this just in old hierarchical structures. We have to build networks of people from all different hierarchies and all different levels of the hierarchies to work together and solve these problems. Those dynamic networks, like the center is going to create and to promote, do what the center is already doing, embrace collaborative leadership, value different people's perspectives, and challenge each other to consensus decision-making. It's been fascinating to watch so far. And as time goes on, I fully believe that the Center for Veterinary Social Work will be a living, breathing prototype and proof of concept for the scientists here, for others. In summary, I started learning from social workers a long time ago as a resident and as a young faculty member. And then I've been privileged to be a small part of what we've been able to accomplish here, what Dr. Strand and her team has been able to accomplish here. I'm so excited to always to point out how our social work is integrated in our curriculum and how our social work services are for everyone in the college, not just grieving pet owners. And I can't wait to see what the next phase brings for us. So thank you.
Is the chair of all of.
Hello, everybody. Like she said, I get to do the certificate programs, which means I have the coolest job. All right. So if you don't know, Vet Social Work has been around since 2002. And since Vet Social Work started, we have had requests for information about it. How do you do it? What is it? So we started off with a workshop and then a summit. And then we ended up with some certificate programs. So our social work certificate program started in 2013 and they went great. And then we started getting veterinarians and vet techs saying, well, what about us? So 2018, we started the veterinary human support certificate and started taking our first students in 2019. And as you can see now, we literally have hundreds of graduates and current students in all three of these certificate programs. We have students from at least 42 states, still got to work on my spreadsheet a little bit here, and 8 countries besides the United States. So veterinary social work is growing, it is spreading. And we're going to highlight a few of our students. I am extremely proud of each and every one of them. There's a lot of them online with us today. And I would love to tell you about every single thing they're doing, but that would take a long time. So we're going to highlight some recent graduates who are doing some really unique work. The first, we have Shakisha Alexander. She is a graduate of the MSSW plus Vet Social Work Certificate Program. And she is in Michigan in the River Rouge School District. There she is online. And she is running a really unique animal assisted interventions program within their school district. There's more details in your program and a QR code to watch a video. They have dogs in the school as well as pets in the classrooms. Here we have Kelly Bremkin. She is another MSSW plus Vet Social Work Certificate graduate. I don't know if she's with us online or not. I think she might be. There she is. Hi, Kelly. So Kelly is a veterinary social worker in the Oregon Humane Society. She actually started her position as an intern and went into it as an employee after she graduated. She's working with clients coming into the shelter. She's working with staff, building wellness programs, working with humane law enforcement, and is really becoming a leader in the field to get social workers in shelter environments. So way to go, Kelly. So as I mentioned, we are international. So Dr. Frank Insignares is a professor in France. He teaches communication and leadership in a vet school there. And typically our veterinary human support certificate is for veterinary professionals or animal welfare professionals, but sometimes we get somebody unique who is going to make a big impact on that profession. And he is one of those. So he graduated from our veterinary human support certificate and is taking our curriculum into the vet school in France and getting the vet social work concept overseas for us. So thank you, Frank. Dr. Angela Jasper. So she is a veterinarian, also a graduate of, and I believe she is online. I think I see her. She is. So Angela is a veterinarian, has been a veterinarian for a long time and really has a passion for wellness in the veterinary profession. After graduating from our certificate, she had the opportunity for a unique position at Tufts School of Veterinary Medicine for an accommodations administrator. So working with students who have requested accommodations for disabilities while they're in vet school. So she has all that veterinary knowledge and now all those human skills that she learned in the Vet Human Support Certificate and is applying them to help the next generation of veterinarians. Thank you, Angela. Addie Reinhard. If you have not heard of Dr. Addie Reinhard and Mentor Vet, you need to. Mentor Vet is awesome. Working with early career veterinarians and now vet techs, and the program keeps growing, keeps expanding. In fact, in May, they just announced a collaboration with the AVMA to start Mentor Vet Connect. So connecting early career veterinarians with mentors and services to keep them well and in the profession. So awesome, Addie. Okay. And last but not least, Wendy Till. So Wendy is a social worker in Australia. And even though vet social work has been around, there's Wendy, thank you. The vet social work, as I said, has been around for 20 years, but not so much in Australia. So she has done a wonderful job of networking, developing this veterinary social work network in Australia, and has also a founding director of the Veterinary and Community Care program. So it's growing. She has a Facebook group for Australian vet social workers. She's doing the work. Thank you, Wendy. Okay. As I said, these are just a few of our students. If I could highlight every single one, I would. They're doing amazing things, making the world a better place. And the center is going to be a new space where they can do even more. Okay, so I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Strand.
Thank you, Dr. Poe, and thank you, everyone. So we just want to give some thank yous to folks. So Andrew, would you stand up? And Alicia, stand up. And Alexis, and Karen Armsey and Shiloh, she's already standing. Ruth Sapp and Baloo, Pam Linden. Kayla Anderson is online. Bethanie Poe, of course. Kendra Rudder, would you stand up, Kendra? There you are. Thank you. Melissa Richter, not here, but we thank her. Phil Snow, Christy Wright, Jeff Tribbett, Caitlin Dowland. There you are, Caitlin. Yes. Bree Conklin. Where are you, Bree? There you are. Sandra Harbison. Sandra, where are you? There you are. And Angela Kites are all the folks that came together, and Teresa Jennings have all come together to make this event happen. And I am incredibly grateful for that. And now we just want to take a moment to bring home what is kind of the seed of why we're here. On your tables, you have some quotations. And I'd ask somebody to just pick up a quotation that you'd like and read it. Now, some of you are introverts and are like, no way, am I going to ever do anything like that? Some of you are extroverts and don't mind. So if you're an extrovert or there's a quotation that has touched you in some way that you think is good, go ahead and pick it out and read it. Go ahead, Janet. Wait. And then we can eat.
Heaven goes by favor. If it went by merit, you would stay out and your dog would go in.
Nice. Right. Okay, 3 more, and then we're going to adjourn. 3 more. I love awkward silences. I'm a social worker, so.
This is from Mahatma Gandhi. the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated.
Yes, thank you. I love that one. Okay, two more. Yes, ma'am.
I think dogs are the most amazing creatures. They give unconditional love. For me, they are the role model for being alive. Gilda Radner said.
Yeah, Gilda Radner. Oh, that's really good. Okay, one last one, and then we'll say so long. Hey, yay, Javonda. Javonda, Academic Dean, College of Social Work.
Nonviolence leads to the highest ethics, which is the goal of all evolution. Until we stop harming all other living beings, we are still savages. Thomas A. Edison. Nice.
Okay. So I can't say enough thank yous to all of you for coming and saying words and supporting Dean's our Center for Veterinary Social Work. And at this point, we're just going to adjourn. Those of you that are online, Kayla's going to turn on a dog timer. You have 10 minutes to stretch your arms and legs, and then we're going to do a networking activity. Those of you that are face-to-face, we have a lot of good, delicious things in the concourse. I hope you will go and enjoy yourselves. Yes? Oh, did that? Thank you very much. Yes. Okay, go. Enjoy your food. Have a great time. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay. My computer decided it wanted to die. That was not very helpful. All right. So for the next however long we decide we want to go, if you aren't in Slack already, I do encourage you to please go there. We have something called crowdsourcing tasks in there. And it's a place where we have a bunch of different links, and I'm going to drop a Google Sheet that'll make it a little easier to find everything for everybody. But in those tri-siders, we've got them split into each of the 4 areas of that social work practice, as well as by macro and micro. And these are places where you can share ideas and things you want the center to do in those areas, or things you would like to do and maybe the center could help. So, and some people have already shared some ideas, so you can vote on those. Okay. And I will share a screen so you can see what I'm talking about. If I can, hang on. I may not have hosting abilities. I do not have hosting abilities at the moment. Sorry about that. So if you go over to your Slack and then look in crowdsourcing tasks, you can see that there, and give me like 2 seconds and I will find the Google Sheet that'll make it even easier. Also, if there's anything anyone would like to say, if you want to come off mic and talk about or ask questions about anything you heard today, I'd be happy to address anything if I possibly can.
I'm just really proud to be here and super, super grateful to be a part of all these amazing, amazing people and all the things that are being done within the field. It's just incredible. My heart is really full.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for sharing that, Allison.
I also echo that as well. And it was really cool. I did the virtual tour before the session, and I don't know what Andrew's setup was, if he had a laptop on like a rolly something, but it was perfect.
Good. Yeah, I think he was going around with an iPad, I think.
Okay.
I think
It was very even, so I thought there must be some wheels in there.
There might have been. I did not get to go on the tour this time, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it went well. It's good to hear. Do you ever have too many Google links? Like, here we go. Okay.
Hi, Bethany, it's Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Hi. Just as a sidebar, will there be a conference this year, or will conferences start to reflect this new these new connections? Like, what will things look like going forward?
Okay, so great question. If you're talking about conference, I kind of think you mean the summit that we have every other year. So that we have turned over to the International Association of Veterinary Social Work. So they are currently in the process of starting the planning for that.
Okay.
It is going to be in 2024. Our president is in the room, actually, so she might have some more details.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Augusta, by the way. I'm the newest president of the International Association of CVSW. I am happy I can give like a little sneak peek. So it will be in 2024. It's probably going to be early fall, so September, October still, but it will be in person and hybrid. So super excited to announce that. So we'll have kind of a call coming out the next few months for a committee, planning committee, And then we'll share more details around that. But I will say it's going to be hybrid in person. And I think that's what everybody's really excited for.
Excellent. Do you know where in person yet?
We're leaning towards Ohio.
Okay.
So we're finding up some details, but it'll be close to an international airport and everything like that. So a little easier for people.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Augusta. As for other things that we will be hosting here, we will be doing some, the center does exist in a virtual space because we want people to have access to us very easily. So we do have some things planned, like a lecture series that's going to be pretty exciting. We'll announce more details about that later. There's some discussion about a podcast. And we have lots of research ideas coming down the pike. So it's going to be fun. Pretty excited about all the things. Okay. Any other questions? This is a space for us to talk. I love seeing all the who all is here. This is such a great group. Lovely mix of former students, current students, and experts in the field. It's awesome. Okay. So I did find the doc I was talking about. This Google Doc, I dropped it in the chat. And if you open it up, it takes you to, it should take you to a Google Doc. And you'll see here, there's some just general instructions or description. And you'll see the 4 areas of veterinary social work. So if you're not familiar, you get a brief description. And under each one, there is a macro and a micro tri-sider link. And if you click one of those, like I'm going to click, let's go to the macro and animal-related grief and bereavement. Of course, I picked the one that's not my expertise necessarily. So it looks like we have a few ideas here already, which is great. Okay, so here you can see you put what ideas you have. People can discuss either pros or cons. We call it adding an argument, and you can vote. So if you like that idea, give it a thumbs up. It's kind of, you know, the center is not just the people here at UT, it's for everyone. So in many ways, you all can help guide where we go. So take a look. If you have a particular area you really like, feel free to go in there. Okay. Share some ideas. Okay. Thanks for coming, Augusta. Okay. Is the Slack platform taking the place of the listserv? No, it is not. Just saw that question in the chat. So Slack is just a way for us to talk in real time. So the listserv is very useful. If you're not on the Vet Social Work listserv, I'm happy to add you. Just give me your email address and I can do that pretty quickly. And for those of you who are youngins and don't know what a listserv is, because I'm running into that nowadays, a listserv is basically an email list that you put in one address and the messages go out to all the people that are on that list. Okay. So people from, yeah, I do. I've had students recently who were like, what's a listserv? Okay. I'm getting old. Show them a landline. Yeah, it's kind of interesting just getting students to check their email to begin with. And hi, Addie. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Kathy Kunkel, I see your email. I will add you to our listserv, no problem. And how active the listserv varies. Sometimes it's very active and other times it's kind of quiet for a while. But either way, it's a great way to publicize things. If you're having a vet social work related event, for example, or recently we've had questions coming out, particularly about how to, it's like pet memorial type stuff. So definitely a good place.
These tri-siders are going to be up for a while. So if you don't have any ideas right now and you want to come back to them and add something later, you can. Okay, I see Stephanie, you just joined us on Slack. I'm just gonna copy all these addresses. It'll probably be a little later today, maybe tonight, when I add you guys to the listserv. As you might imagine, I'm a little scattered at the moment, so. So, and we scheduled this part of this session to go on till 3:30, but if you need to go, please feel free. If you have other questions or things you want to talk about, I'm happy to do so. Thanks, Liz. Yes. Oh, yes, the next cafe chat. Yes, the International Association does cafe chats every month. Gail, I see your address. Yes, thank you.
Hey, Bethany, I have a question.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey, good, thanks. Thanks for putting this on. So something really practical, would the Center for Veterinary Social Work be able to produce some sort of document from them doing social work salary comps to be able to have some, you know, some weight behind it in terms of if we were to go to our respective employers and say, Center for Veterinary Social Work has done this research. Here's the spreadsheet, here's the comps. I know it's a lot of work, but if it came from them or from the organization, it likely would have a lot more weight when you bring it to you know, the administrative powers that be.
Yeah, that is an excellent idea. And I could definitely put it before the council. And if you'd like to be involved in that, more than happy to collaborate.
Yeah, I'd be happy to be involved. I mean, I'm not a spreadsheet or numbers person, but that's why I'm a social worker, I guess. So, but I'd be happy to be involved.
I get it. Yeah, and I don't think she's on here anymore. We had Lori Maxwell, who recently graduated with our post-grad, did a survey of social workers in veterinary settings, and I believe salary was part of it. It was sort of like salary ranges, but I can definitely touch base with her and see what kind of data she has to get us started.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and even in more depth, like parts of the country. So, you know, cost of living in San Francisco is going to be more than the cost of living in Kansas, et cetera.
Yeah, very true. Okay, Gail. Hi, Gail. Can we somehow get a compiled list of the listserv members and emails so we have contact info if we want to connect? So we do want to protect confidentiality. People don't join with the idea that their contact information is going to be blasted out. If there's somebody in particular you're looking for, I'm usually happy to make an introduction. So, but I don't like to put just major lists out there. Say the chat for email addresses to add to listserv. Thank you for that, Kayla. I appreciate that. Debbie, thank you for the congratulations. Hey, Alicia. Thank you for coming. Nina, thank you so much. Let me just get a licensed mental health counselor, get a veterinary social work certificate? And if so, can they name the types of jobs in veterinary hospital? Yes. So we do allow other licensed mental health professionals to take our post-grad veterinary social work certificate. They do have to provide 2 letters of recommendation in addition to their transcripts and proof of licensure. And your certificate is going to say veterinary mental health because social work is a title protected profession. But yes, we do play well with others. So just keep in mind, you will be learning everything from a social work perspective. And the CEs may or may not count for you. They are approved by the National Association of Social Workers. It kind of depends on your state. So. Okay. Any other questions or things I can help with? All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming today. It was wonderful seeing all your faces, and I really hope you will stay connected and involved in the center. We really have a lot of work to do. And otherwise, enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Bethany.
Thank you, Nina.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye. Hi, Wendy. I'm so glad you were able to join us. I wasn't sure about the time difference.
Yes, it's well, it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no.
I got up, had a quick shower, and yeah, I'm good.
I'm always so grateful, amazed that you do that for us.
It's just great to see you and connect and everything. And I think this is just awesome. Yeah, so
great. So definitely looking forward to seeing what happens next in Australia. I think we need a field trip. So yeah, Kathy will come with me. All right. Anybody else? Anything else? Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye. Kayla, once you have the chat copied however you need to, feel free to close the meeting. I don't have host powers, so. Bye, everyone.